Look, in the cat there are many diseases that have their origin in the sadness and depression of these animals. They are animals, as we have already explained in many videos, tremendously sensitive. In this video we are going to talk about what signs, what signals a cat is going to emit, and I recommend that you look at all of them, because sometimes they can go unnoticed. Signs, as I say, that will make us think that the cat is going through a moment of sadness and that, logically, we will really have to act as soon as possible. One of the first symptoms that should make us think that the cat is sad is that it sleeps more than usual. For that, logically, you have to know the habits of the cat. I always recommend that you look at how it behaves and so on to notice later when there is an anomaly. At the same time, you are going to notice it much more easily when it comes to eating, that it approaches the food, smells it a little, leaves, lies down, goes back to sleep. This apathy for food, is undoubtedly also one of the most characteristic. It is also frequent to observe that cats, when they are sad, become more distant, as if they like the treatment with humans less, and even much more susceptible, that at the minimum you touch them, maybe they have an abnormal reaction, nothing common. Something that comes out of the ordinary, that reacts with a snort, to what until recently reacted, well, with purring. If you notice these changes in the way of responding to the interaction that you usually had with the cat, it is clearly one more sign of sadness. Another of the signs, also tremendously common, is to observe that the cat stops licking itself, stops cleaning itself. When a cat loses this tradition, so to speak, this habit so established in all cats, it is clearly a signal of alarm. A cat that does not lick itself, believe me, is a very, very sad cat. You will also notice that it purrs less, that it meows less, that sometimes it followed you down the street, in the house, and meowed as if trying to talk to you. This is no longer done. This is something that, from the first things that the owners tell me, is that it no longer meows. Well, you tend to think that maybe the health problem that the cat has comes from a depression, from a sadness. And finally, two also very characteristic signs. One is that the cat hides. It hides much more than usual. And you stop seeing it for hours or sometimes for a day. It hides in a place, does not come out. It's like saying, look, I don't want to know anything about anyone. This is clearly a very evident sign of sadness. And at the same time, you will notice, this is the last one already, that the cat does not use the sandbox. When it turns out that you have it clean, you have not changed the sand or anything. It is simply a way of manifesting its degree of sadness. That is, instead of doing it where it did, well, maybe it does its needs in any part of the house. This can clearly also be a sign of sadness in animals.